We got here the Simgot EM6L, one I would mark as a non-aggressive Harman, with a tuning you would sleep to. Not because it's boring, but because it's so soothing with a mild V-shaped tune, which gives more room for other frequencies, especially the mids, to cut through naturally in busy tracks. Now this is not a set for bass heads, by the way, so if you want a punchy, rumbly set, the Super Mix 4 is your best bet. Anyhow, I'm getting ahead of myself. I am Daniel with the Biboyharanero team, gamer, audiophile vocalist, and voiceover artist. Okay, now that's out of the way. Back to the EM6L. This is a multi-driver set with one polymer composite diaphragm, DD, and 4 balanced armatures. Impedance is at 26 ohms with a frequency range of 20 to 20K. This has a sensitivity rating of 119 decibels and has QDC pin connectors for those who care. The box is pretty straightforward. You get the IEM, cable, documentation, one set of ear tips with 3 sizes, and a carrying case. The cable is a silver-plated OFC cable that's flexible and doesn't tangle easily. I like that Simgot never cheaps out on cables. I've personally tried their EW300 and Super Mix 4, and oh my, those are so easy to recommend. Anyhow, the carrying case is bulky and spacious. These would fit the IEMs inside and still have a space for another IEM. Ear tips are the regular silicone tips that usually come with Simgot's units. They are flexible and offer good seal. I usually use the smallest tip of the 3, but weirdly, the mid-sized ones gave me the best seal. My ears are mid-sized, I think, and speaking of sizes, my ding-dong is very average. I mean the size of the IEM is average, so it's not huge, not small, sized like usual IEMs in the market. For a bit more context, the EW300 is a really small IEM, really good for small ears. Anyhow, this has a 3D molded resin shell in black with a print that looks like wings, right? And I think the faceplate is metal, I'm not really sure. Overall, the IEM was really comfortable and there are no outstanding build issues to complain about. On to sound. Now, my first impression? Well, this is a set you would like to sleep to for sure. The very first thing I noticed is the pulled back bass and rumbles that are not fatiguing. And by pulled back bass, I'm comparing this with Harman accurate sets. But don't get me wrong, this does not sound like cheap speakers on a child's toy. This, I think, is a tuning that leans more towards the neutral side, but not boring. And let me explain further. Highs are very well tuned to not sound sharp, but brings out brightness to liven up mixes. And thanks to the BAs handling top frequencies, they do not sound nasal and overall just really good pleasurable rendition of highs. Mids are really detailed where guitar plucks have really good texture and very subtle vibrations from the guitar strings sound really good on this set. Vocals do not get recessed in tracks and this is where I think the EM6L shines. The bass is there, but not at the level of accurate Harman tuned sets like the Super Mix 4. Rumbles are there too for a full rounded low end, but the bass does not overpower the low mids in general, which brings me to my next point of clarity and sound separation. With a more neutral tuning and multi-driver configuration, layering is done very well. It's really easy to pick out the piano in the background of a busy country music track. Again, the sound is so detailed and technical performance is one audiophiles would nod their heads to. Reiteration on nod, not bang. If you want a set that makes your head bang, again, Super Mix 4. Now, I used this for gaming and did not have any issues with it. Spatial audio was on point, so what's in front is in front, what's behind you is behind you. Positional audio is projected very well on this set. I also did mention that this is a non-fatiguing set, and yep, it truly is one you could game on with almost no fatigue after hours of use. Still, I would up 200Hz in EQ and surrounding frequencies to prioritize footsteps in the mix, but that is only for FPS games. If you game casually and aren't overly sweaty when you game, this will do perfectly fine. MMORPG and open world titles would really be good on these. Horror games? Maybe not so much, as I would highly recommend a hard V tuning for horror titles. And with that said, I also did mention that this is not for bass heads, so keep that in mind. Links are in the description by the way, down below on where to get your Simgot EM6L. This is Daniel with the Biboyharanero team. I'll see you again next time. Do not forget to not subscribe. I'm just kidding. Subscribe now, please. I'm begging you.